So sorry. Go on.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, this is the second part of the presentation that Kike did just now. And now Kiki's explaining about how consciousness come into being out of the nothingness of existence. Over to you, Kike.
Under which title? What it is? It's the International Plasma Project, or it is the Valencia project? What did we decide, Kike? What is it that we're going to work under?
Thank you, Yosan.
Well, I'm just following the second part is why things exist, why all these appearances or manifestation of reality, is existing.
Why do you ask the question?
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to reply to the question.
So I'm saying this question was not there if somebody was not giving it to you. You were not asked this. If you ask this by yourself, you will get the answer immediately. It will not be a process. You will not go to India to get the answer. The answer will be immediate, because when you ask the Earth, for example, question, she answers you before just as you finish to ask, the answer is there.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
And when she gives you the answer, she gives you from a realm that you need to yet include in your vibration, because each time she answers, you created a new realm. She creates a new realm in you so that you can understand what she said. Because you don't have the capacity to hold a future answer. You don't know what matter she will create for your answer.
That is so profound, Yosan.
Yeah, but this is so. It is so. The Earth is the one that creates us physically. So, and partly soul, on the soul level, she's involved as much that we are involved here, but she gives you answers from a soul, and a soul is higher than ours. The Earth's soul is our creator in a sense. So, yeah, she gives us answers that helps us to create to a next level, because our answer express a need, a yearning for something that we need, an energy. So she will give us the energy, but the energy comes in big chunks. It's not intellectual. She gives us of her heart, of her intelligence. So I can tell you a story. I once asked the Earth, because I had a vision about the wave of water, that everybody is drowned in this wave on the Earth. And I asked her, how could you do this, Mother? And it took me a while. It took me months to come to a place where I can ask the question. It was not just asking somebody a question. And because I was sitting in this garden under the trees, and I could penetrate into the level of the Earth, which I can, and then ask the question, and the answer was immediate. She said that I said, "Who has done all this damage?" She said, "You," and that was right in the face. I mean, you humans, we did all the damage. Ask, how can you damage us? He said, you taught us. You taught me to damage. But that was, just to explain how fast it is. So.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, also we have to respect the feminine, the women in these groups, every group, because the women are much more evolved in many ways. Women are naturally in fifth dimension. So this must be acknowledged. I do it openly.
Thank you.
Well, my intelligence told me that I come from a paradise, a Rome, from the height above, that was women, goddesses, Rome.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
you.
Yes.
We are
And
androgynous. We are
and
originally, we are all androgynous beings. I've always related to myself as an androgynous being. I have both male and female aspects balanced, you know. So my thinking is different from a lot of women out there because sometimes I think like a man because I've got it balanced, you know. Yeah. I
me
may,
too.
I may
And
be like you. I mean, you have your divine feminine, and your son has his divine feminine as well. So we are
Yes.
balanced that way. Yeah.
The
Thank you.
divine feminine is the power that allows me to speak. It's
Yes.
not a sexual driven element. It's the creation. Creation is feminine by definition. So even if I stand here, you look at the man, but my existence is because the feminine brought me here in every aspect, physically and in every minute. Everything that I say, every birth that is happening, the masculine is a way, is the ability to define it, to put it into categories and to name it, so that you can then use it in different ways. This is the masculine side. And I also wanted to say that my name for this group, the group I made in previously, and I like a lot, is our Natural Plasma Alliance. That's what I call it, because
sorry,
I
say
was
it again. Natural plasma what?
then wait a minute, our native plasma alliance, our native plasma alliance.
Our Native
Wow.
Plasma Alliance. Okay, I'm
All
writing
right.
that down.
Because I looked at developers that are native, that they don't come with the corporation or establishment. I didn't like anybody that comes from a factory like Cash. I couldn't accept him at all. The only one that I accepted were just different developers like Kike, like you, like Stefan. That's the one that I could relate to, are people like me that come from the village. I know about plants. I grow things, and I smoke a lot too. Wrong stuff. I smoke weed a lot. So, uh,
Yes, sir.
so we are
It's
growing.
so sincere. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm a professional grower, and my friend Noah, she's a professional. She's better than me naturally, and she has 11 grandkids, so she knows how to treat children. She's awesome. So I'm saying that I've been, in the beginning, I was just painting everything. So if she picked up a flower to add to our salad, I say, hey, wait a minute, be careful about this flower, it's gentle, because I wanted to paint it. I didn't want to cut it at all. So, but she taught me how to use plants and how to eat this. So I'm now respecting it more.
Wow.
Oh,
I
that's
I want to
nice.
learn that. I want
Yeah.
to learn that.
Yeah,
The tea from the plant.
she is fluent in Spanish better than mine. Also,
Mhm.
I want to say that I lived in America with natives. I'm drawn to natives, even if I have Buddhist friends, lamas, and I have friends in Hopi in America, in the I Mesa, and I have friends in Lakota, the Crow family is the leader of the of Lakota. I have friends there, so I learned, and I was not participating in powwow and jumping around and sticking needles in my skin and all this. I didn't do any of this, but I learned to appreciate them because they're close to the earth. That's why I called it native. Our native plasma alliance. Alliance. It means that we are together in this. That's what the word that I took with. I like the word, the sound.
Very, very beautiful. Yes, it's true.
Beautiful. I love, I'm being drawn and attracted to the natives' way of life as well. Because I used to work a lot in the city and I lived in the city. Like a city slicker in a way. But there were times when I'm so fed up with the material commercial world, business world, that I just dropped everything and drove my car deep into the rainforest, because I'm talking about Asia, and I'll just pack my bags and drive deep into the rainforest to see my friend there. My friend got settled there with an Aborigine woman, and they
Mhm.
have built a hut, and I would stay there with them for a couple of days, and it was like back to nature. They are so beautiful, their way of life. They're so very in touch with nature. I think they know the secrets of the connection to Mother Earth. They do. There's a lot we can learn from them.
Yeah, that's what I said. That when I say an alliance, I meant all these people that are natives in their heart, being it natives of Hopi or women that live in nature, or the animals that come visit me. I have many friends, personal friends, birds usually, but anybody, turtle just came in the door. So I live in the nature, close outskirts of town. I don't like cities. I never lived in a city, really. I was born in a city, yes. I lived in New York, in Paris. I know what cities are. I live in Barcelona. But I'm connected with my heart to all these natives, you know, whether it be you or there are so many ways with it. Different natives also on the planet, different natives inside the earth that we haven't even started to know that of their existence.
Certainly. And we would love to have the opportunity to explore that with you, Yosan, one of these days. And meanwhile, can we go back to Kike, because he was explaining about consciousness.
Yes,
He was explaining, and then I
I
forgot to hit the record button earlier, and now I've done it. So can we go back to Kike? Would you explain that from the Tibetan Lama point of view of how you come to the concept of what you did in the first part of this, your workshop of this video recording? Gun and Kike.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, just to tell you that I don't have much time. I got a meeting now, and so I gotta leave in 15 or 20 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm waiting for the call, and so coming back. So problem. What is problem? Problem is the identification and auto perpetrate. Auto perpetrate.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know you don't have much time. Can you very quickly tell the listeners and the viewers about your background as a Tibetan Lama?
Well, when I started, you know, I think reading the Lobsang Rampa when I was 10 years old, and I was reading from my father, who is an astrologer as well. And I believe we are descendants of the very famous alchemist Nicholas Flamel, because my name is Flemes. Nicholas Flamel came here to Valencia to teach astrology here in the university, and he had descendants, isn't it? Yeah. So because he had that, he had to hide the children, because he was he was wanted by the people that wanted to know his secrets, and Nicholas Flamel. So we think we are coming. I mean, he changed the surname Flamel, and Nicholas Flamel changed Flamel and placed Flames or Flames.
Is it the same spelling as your surname, Kike?
Yeah, here we say Flames, Flames.
Flames.
F-L-A-M-S.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nicholas Flamel, the great alchemist of the Westerner. Okay, so we think we are descendants. How do you pronounce descendants? No.
Descendants. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, from him. So that is our blood connection, which I don't see it very important. But anyway, so I think we are coming from him. And so I started to read the Lobsang Rampa and all the books from astrology and everything very, very young from my father. At the age of 15, I wanted to go into solitude retreat, so and I stayed there for quite a good time. But my family did not understand me, so and then at that time I was involved in. Then I quitted from my wishes to go into spirituality. Then I started with drugs. So I had very good time with that, and but really got nothing out of it, except the wish to liberate people from that trap. That's a good one. And then, I was entrepreneur for many years, and I was working in different fields. And but I really some magic happened to me when I received a mail from the Buddhist center in Valencia, and then I got engaged with the Lama. I went there, and then when I tried to see why this mail came to me, so I was not in the mail list at that time, no address, so it was sort of magic. So I was connected with the Buddhism, and then I was going to Nepal, and and trying to, I think from 25 years I'm Buddhist. I was Buddhist. I'm not Buddhist anymore. So
You are Kike.
That's a long time in Buddhism.
yes,
It's an
and why I'm not,
it's a
I'm not
learning process, isn't it? Yeah. And
yeah, why I'm not Buddhist anymore is because I use Buddhism, but feeling like being something is like identity, and I think identity was the cause of the problems of every existence or every being in this world, because we attach to identity, you know. And then because of identity, we are not what we are, but we are what we do, because what we do is our identity, you know.
I see.
So instead of being what we are, so this being at the beginning of the space or the times, that awakes or was awakened for the first time, start to want it to become something, or to be something against what already was there, which was the space, So when he had, or she had, or the consciousness had that identification, this thing moving or vibrating, going and coming against the space, which is a passive and active. So this is the first basic identification. So at that time, that being wanted to just, perpetrate this I am, So this is the first really habit that we had at the beginning of the times. I identify is the first thing, So then we cling to identification as our first action. You see, so all our world is based on identification.
Mhm.
So that's why so many different groups from others and all that. So what is the ultimate um, dissolve of this identification is mother space.
Mhm.
Mother space is the ultimate, uh, place where the identification dies, and
Mhm.
there, and then you can be one with the space everywhere. You know, there is a space everywhere in
I can
between
give you
atoms
I give you
or.
the next level to this if you want. I can give you the
Oh
next.
yes.
Well, the thing is, the truth is that when you identify yourself, uh, that is very much thanks to somebody who loves you, or you love somebody, or something touched your heart very strongly, or you found yourself in the circumstances that you remember from 1,000 years ago that resembles something, or you found somebody that showed you something that is dear to both of you. So this all are instances that you identify yourself. These
Mhm.
instances, they don't mount to an identification. They are just instances, like you smell something, that doesn't define the act of smelling, but it identifies the smell that you smell. It identifies an interaction with some nature. See? So this resolve the issue.
Mhm.
You
I see.
cannot, you do not, you cannot, you don't, you want to insist on building an identification. This is a German idea of the psychologists in Germany, is that we're trying to fix people into a category and a playground that they can manipulate. That's the only reason the East, when they went to Europe, they thought they were bringing wisdom, but in the same time, they brought back the virus that the Germans brought with them, which is, to make yourself important. But I don't have the reason to make myself important. if you like me, that's I'm important as much as I can, you know. There's no more important than this, you know. And
Okay, guys, I gotta go
I know.
for the meeting, but
Yes.
it was very nice to have
Yeah.
this meeting with you.
Oh, thank
So
you.
something I want to add very quickly, just very quickly because I gotta go, is that I the lineage that I want to follow is mother space, you know, ultimate stage of consciousness with the space, you know, and awareness with the sacred space. So this is the mother, this is the feminine, and this is the flow, and this is rather to create is to allow, because everything was, it is, and will be within the space. So space is containing everything, so you don't have to create anything, you have to allow to happen, and this is very feminine. When we create, this is masculine, it's fine, but this is just to push. Creating is push, and allowing is just allow things to manifest as they are, you
Mhm.
see, without judging and without creating anything, just to allow, you see. And that is, we have created so much, too much, you know. So now it's time to allow the things to dissolve, and then the new creation or the new manifestation to allow to exist, no? So the piece of the mother feminine sacred aspect of the reality to allow to happen, no?
How
So this
beautifully
is,
said and profound. I love it. And it's timely because it's time now for the divine feminine to come up to be on
and we
par with the divine.
and we share that, you know, we
Yes.
share that this feminine aspect that we want to bring to the people, no. And I don't want to extend myself on this. It's very beautiful, and I hope we can be connected with the mother feminine, with it, which is the ultimate god. I think is feminine, not masculine, and we can be blessed by her,
Mhm.
no? So her is us, and we are her, isn't it?
Oh, thank you so much. This is so profound, these conversations that you have with me and Yosan. I think we ought to be making more YouTube videos on these conversations because a lot of people can learn from your wisdom, true ancient wisdom from the primordial times of the infinitesimal particle of creation times, I would say. And thank you so much, Yosan and Kiki. I know
So thank you
we
so
should
much,
keep you. You gotta go. Namaste.
and love
Love
you
you
much.
too.
Yosan, love you so much. Thanks for your remarks. And you're in the feminine as much as myself. And we you know, just let things happen. You know, we allow. And this is very beautiful to come back to the, you know. So I'm masculine. I have big muscles, but inner side I'm
I don't
feminine.
have. Build that up. And we will be getting together soon. Yes.
I'm
Okay.
not.
Looking forward.
I'm
Namaste.
not.
Bless you and love
Bless,
you much.
bless
Bye.
you.
Love you too. Bye for now. Take care. Have a lovely meeting. We'll pray that you flow smoothly in towards your favor, whatever meetings that you've got for today and so on. Okay. Thank you, Kike.
Okay. Bye for
Thank
now.
you, Yosan. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you.